Yes, once you hear that song, that is Quartet Session with me, Elk, and Avenger Only One. That is Kelan Phillips. Kelan, the BABA tournament. I remember last year we were saying when the top teams play bottom teams, it's going to be like, murder. And then the games against the two bottom teams going to be close. And then, when they get the top teams, they're going to be close. But, and we say it played out last week.
Yeah.
So, I mean, some games I watch on Sunday. It was horrible. Anyway,
Sorry?
yes, it was not good. It was ugly. But it's only the first week of basketball, and I can't really say that everything is horrible. It can take a while for people to get themselves going.
Yeah.
But I still feel the top teams are fairly far ahead of the bottom teams. So what happened this week? What happened in the week gone on?
Yeah, as you said, some games in terms of the bottom teams, right? Lower tier teams. I don't want to say bottom, it's kind of insulting. But some lower, yeah, like for example, I can't remember if you had thought with it last time, but Heat played like Tridents. That was a 6-point win for the Heat, so that was a close game.
Yeah.
But then like a top team played a lower tier team in Cavs and Warriors, and that was a blow. They won by, if my math is correct, 53 points. Gosh darn it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And on Friday we had Pinelands versus Bulls. That one was another top versus lower. Yeah, won by 44 points. Hall had 32 points though, and 14 rebounds. It looked like he's based on that team. He's gonna probably lead the league in points because he has to pretty much do almost everything on that team. Then in the next game of that same night, we had Lakers and Celtics. Rough first two games for Lakers. I'm not gonna lie. Having Bulls and then Celtics as their first two games.
Yeah, that was kind of like unfair though. I mean, like,
yeah,
I think we gonna talk to the scheduler.
Hopefully they don't have. I know they don't have Cavs coming up soon. So like if they could get some other teams and maybe get a couple wins under their belt, they can maybe build a little bit of momentum. But that was a 34-point game.
I think the game was finished like midway through the second quarter.
It's maybe through the first because the score after the first quarter was 34-13. So that was
but then it was
the second quarter 6 points. Yeah, the 29. Yeah, it was.
It was like 63-19 or something like that. I mean, like,
yeah, just all made
just ugly. And I don't know. I understand. Some things will be better than some, but in our context, to me, the distance between the top and the bottom look. I mean, like from Charing Oaks to like River Bay.
Yeah,
like far apart.
Yeah,
I understand that it is early in the season and people should work into shape and get shape as well as get the right shooting and that sort of stuff. But like it really looks. They need to start to do some work. I mean, the bottom tier teams, or should they say second tier teams, the lower tier teams, I think they're really going to do some work just to be competitive and not turn up, in a Premier League basketball game to be done by 50. I think that's arson, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's only from me. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I played basketball, and anytime I was down 63-19, I was going to go through the back of the YMCA, put up my bag, and go home and don't let boy know that I was even there.
Yeah, you got to show some sort of praise, some sort of fun.
You got to show some play. And that was Friday. So then there were games then on
Sunday. Yeah.
Right. So there are two games on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Super Bowl night.
Yeah, that was
and somebody got hurt. So so the two games on Sunday follow the same theme for the entire week.
Oh, but this one was a little bit interesting at first. Celtics played Pinelands, and if my math is correct, Pinelands was only up 2 points at half. Score was 38-36 at half, right? It was a close game. I kind of knew Celtics would eventually separate, but it was still a lot closer than I thought, all things considered. The gap between the top team and the lower team, I thought that they would have.
But Pinelands got a little, how should I put it? Pinelands have a motivation, a little bit more motivated than to play against the City United Celtics.
Yeah, I see. So, Hall again wants at 25 and 20, so he's gonna put up crazy numbers.
Yeah.
This game, Darren had 28. He's been solid to start the season, at least. Yeah, but I mean, just a little bit more scoring wise. You know, Danny is a pure point guard, right? Looking to set up guys or whatever, but he can also turn it up when he needs to, right? I think he's doing very well, at least scoring early up, right? So that's always a good sign for them. Vernico Piggy, as everybody know his he had an off game, but so far he actually started the season pretty well shooting. I think first 2 games he had double digits off the back. This game he only had 2.
I like how he's played. He's played with a lot of joy. I mean, like
feisty.
He's be real, you know. He always had that. I always liked him for his, tenacity.
Yeah,
you understand me, and making things interesting. I think when he was hurt, he took a little while to get back to start playing shape, but now he's back, and I expect you'll get good things from him. My only issue, and will always be the issue, is the numbers game that City United Celtics play. So we'll see how that one works out. I'm looking with anticipation when they play against one team named Bulls. I will see how the fact that they like to jack up 60-something trees will work out. But that is the week that gone, and we expect that this week we should see some more of the same. I think some teams will get better as they play more games. They get better. It's 2 rounds. Remember, it's 2 rounds.
Yeah.
And in between the rounds, I think they're having the President's Cup or something. So so people can get some basketball. They can get better, and the games can get closer. But I have to tell you, if you lose, if I beat you by 50 in the first game, right? Unless you brought in like 4 or 5 different personnel, I expect that even if you get better, I still should have been by 20.
Yeah.
So that would be an interesting dynamic in the BAB. I look forward to see how that one will work out. But on Sunday, do you have some big games on Sunday? Let me hear the big games on Sunday, Kelan.
Yeah, let me just give you the rundown of the entire schedule. We do have a big game. We have, if I want to say, Warrens versus Pinelands, right?
That should be interesting.
Yeah, Warrens versus Pinelands is the first game of the day. At 2:00. Then Schoolboys versus Lakers, right?
Should also be interesting.
That actually also should be an interesting game, right?
Because I remember, if I remember correctly, last year, Lakers did not beat Schoolboys.
Yeah, exactly. So maybe they
against the Schoolboys. So it should be
maybe they could get some revenge. This one game might not be close, but just from the optics standpoint, it's interesting. Celtics versus Heat, 2 teams that practice together.
Oh, that should be interesting. That should be interesting. Hey, man, sure, I'm there.
And then the last game is obviously the last 2 teams, Bulls versus Cavs. So we finish it off with what everybody is hoping is a good, very close, entertaining game. And Bulls coach is obviously hoping that it is a blow for Bulls and that they win by 30. Don't know who Bulls coach is, but I'm pretty sure he's hoping that it's not a close game. Everybody else should be hoping that's a close game.
Yeah, well, I heard my sources tell me that Cavaliers my sources tell me that Cavaliers is not really paying the Bulls coach any mind. So that's the bear. And who the player of the week? The player of the week was Devaney Hurley from City United Celtics. Right? And he had a really good week. Congrats to Devaney. But up next, we are being joined by the Bajan Scout Alan Pinder, and we will talk NBA and the trades. So, in a few seconds, you will see Alan. All right, now we are joined by, this is Alan Pinder, the Bajan Scout, and we are going to talk NBA. Now, the trade deadline was last week, and now that all the dust settled, who you think will won these trades? I can start with you, Alan.
Yeah, Lakers are definitely a big winner getting Luka Doncic for sure. Particularly when one of the main reasons Dallas decided to get AD was because they want to win now, and they were trading for Luka. They were trading Luka because they're concerned about his body breaking it down. Trade for a guy and he breaks only the first game. So yeah. The Lakers are definitely looking like the big winners right now. Lakers did lose a bit too because I think they thought they were able to pivot back to that big guy Mark Williams, but he failed his physical. So it was looking at Lakers actually may have a stronger team than expected because of the actual moves they were going to make. But I think they're probably going to temper that expectations not going forward. I don't think Johnson Hayes is going to be the main guy going forward for them. So that's going to be a little bit of a tough sell. I thought the Hawks did. Sorry, not the Hawks. The Cavs did really well in their trade with the Hawks. Getting DeAndre Hunter. They had a weakness at that small forward spot. I mean, they were doing extremely well with only strengthening their bigs and their guards, but they really lacked that wing defender, that elite wing defender that most teams really need, particularly when getting playoffs. If you want to deal with guys like Tatum and Brown and those type of dynamic wings, and I think he has potential to really put them over the edge right now. So, yeah, I think those are looking the two big winners right now in your draft in the trade deadline.
Okay, what about you, Kelan?
Yeah, I had Cavs down as one of my winners. I thought that they getting DeAndre Hunter, as Alan said, was a very good pickup. They didn't have to really give up much. I think that like based on the team, Karis LeVert was kind of redundant in a way. You got Ty Jerome, you got Donovan Mitchell, you got Darius Garland. In terms of handling the playmaking responsibilities, their weakness has always kind of been that 3 spot, right? Obviously, you got the 2 All-Stars at the guard position. You got another All-Star Mobley at the forward position. Allen is generally a solid NBA center. So that 3 spot was always an issue. They were kind of experimenting, finding Isaac Okoro at first for his defense. Then they were using Matt Strus. So I think having DeAndre Hunter now and possibly even using Matt Strus as the backup, right? I think that really helps them, as Alan said, against the wings, like the Bostons and those sort of guys. Lakers, yes and no. The only reason I have them no as not really a winner is because it is just a question mark, unknown. I don't know. Like Luka has joined, so that is yes a winner. But in terms of the immediate, the team setup and everything going forward, especially with the Mark Williams trade being filled, That's the only guess not that I would have against them because it's just kind of a to be determined. And Spurs in the sense that yeah, they went 1 and 2 since they get Fox, but just getting that other piece and starting to build towards next season. I think if they get any playing, somehow cool. If they don't, still cool because they'll have a lottery pick, and then you could build the roster even more going forward. So I think those three teams would be winning for me.
There's a two bad losses for you there, though, man.
Yeah. The Hornets
It's
one.
the Hornets, and
The Hornets one was bad. The Magic one was bad in the sense that we were leading throughout the most of the game. Maybe lost that one, but that is honestly, I ain't telling you. We got some lineup issues and some coaching decisions that I ain't really the greatest fan of. But that's another topic for another game because I don't know where you would start Fox and CP3 together. But that's just I the coach.
CBT probably on his contract. He must start,
Well,
he got to start event, right?
Really?
Forget his
He's gonna be 40
contract.
when he's gonna be 40? Like next week?
Next week? You mean like next 2 years ago or 2 years ago? Yeah, definitely. I don't mind Chris Paul's back. If Chris Paul's back, like that.
Yeah, I thought that's what he was going to happen. That he ain't gonna
Chris Paul's gonna be highly offended to be back up on that team.
At 40 in front of De'Aaron Fox. De'Aaron Fox.
He's gonna be highly offended.
Well, he'll live.
I think he can only be offended to the end of the season though. So
it's true.
So I don't think his effects ain't gonna be too fun. It ain't gonna last too long.
Ain't too bad.
He can only be offended the rest of the season.
Yeah.
You heard the comments from the owner of Mavs.
Right.
I really couldn't get it understand. I said what he was trying to say, but
I don't.
Then I couldn't understand based on how the trade went. So yeah, so tell me, what you think about his comments, Alan? The fact that he said what he said, that there's certain things you gotta do or certain work you gotta put in to actually win. And including the fact that Luka really didn't put in that work.
Yeah, I think it's alluding to the fact that a lot of the big stars from before put in a lot of work, and I guess he's not getting that work and dedication from Luka. I could. That is the main thing. It's multiple layers as way they decided to get rid of Luka. The conditioner was one issue of it, but they obviously don't think he really puts in the work to better his game, to better his conditioning, to be the foundational PCD going forward, to be the type of guy that's going to be worthy of the richest contract in the NBA at that, $350 million contract. They don't think he was that type of a player. He was that type of a talent, but I think the star dedication and discipline that you get from a Kobe Bryant and those type of guys, from a LeBron James, I think that's what he's looking for in Luka. He's not seeing that, and I guess he doesn't think he's going to be able to develop that anytime in the future. So, I mean, we saw some of those similar type of comments in the playoffs last year in the finals when Horst really went on him pretty hard, talking about when he took that, when he went to take that charge in a foul. He had 5 fouls already. He said to take a charge. He was in a good position. It was a clear offensive foul. And then he barked at the bench for them to challenge it when everyone knew that it didn't make sense challenging it. Those type of attitude, that type of attitude and stuff. So I can see where they're coming from. I still don't think you trade him. I think you try to work around those things. I hope he comes around. But yeah, that's the issue. I see where they're coming from there.
Yeah, but you're making the assumption that they didn't trade. Suppose if they're trying out for how long he was in the NBA, about 4 years, 5 years?
They would have been trying for sure because they could have got fed up, but I think a guy at that talent level, at that age, you try a couple more years at least.
I don't know. What about you, Alan? Sorry. What about you, Kelan? What do you think?
If you got Luka Doncic, you trade for 20 years. I ain't care what nobody say. Okay. Let me talk about his comments. He talked about, the greats, but they were like Kobe. I think he mentioned Bron, mentioned Shaq. Notorious gym rat Shaquille O'Neal. Yeah, for sure. Notorious gym rat Shaquille O'Neal. Shaq was the worst example that you could have used because based on what you are describing, in terms of describing Luka, you were describing Shaq. Shaq is literally the definition of so talented that, you know, he was so great without having to work as hard. Because Shaq notoriously said he never came into the season in shape and he worked his way into shape during the season. But Shaq was so good that you said, you know what? You got it, big dog. Like, I get it. That's why he frustrated Kobe. Yes. Mm-hmm. But on the flip side, there's no Kobe on this team. Like, as in the Mavs. That is like kind of really butting heads or whatever. So I didn't get that. I also don't like the bashing of Luka. It seems like it's been a lot of bashing of Luka on his way
gotta
out.
justify it. You get death threats, you gotta justify it.
I mean, but because from the Lakers side, yeah, they got the better deal, but you don't hear them talking about, well, hey, he couldn't play half his games, you know, like he missed seasons and all that. It just feels like one side is really just trying to bash. I get the justifying, but like you can just like he's doing so, they're saying so much, it kind of emphasizes why everybody's in disagreement with the trade, because you seem to be having to, instead of like one or two reasons where you say, oh, there's a way to trade, blah, 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 it seems like you have to keep adding on 10 or 11 different reasons as to why you think this trade was so good. Should kind of tell you that, like, you know, like if you have a really good trade, right, you would give, all right, there's a reason, you might give an extra reason. Boom, that's it. You ain't really got, if it's a really good trade, you don't have to spend 10 different reasons trying to justify it. The fact that they have to keep adding on, look at this, I don't get it. And so then
you got fans rioting essentially, you know, in front of your thing. So you got to talk a little bit more, I guess.
Yeah. So maybe that should tell you that was a horrible trade then.
Yeah, and also.
So you got to just play more, right? You got to keep on talking.
Also, the man that you bring over, I mean, last 3 quarters.
Like that is another thing. Like we didn't even get to that, right?
Captain of the street close team, right? Because Kawhi and Embiid are co-captains. So, but he told them, I understood the trade if what's his name? AD was a fellow that used to play 75 games. But I can understand it based on he's being unavailable just like Luka. And Luka
actually worse. Like I think this would be the time frame that they said that he is okay. I think he's gonna be out indefinitely, maybe 4 to 6 weeks, right? Mm-hmm. This would be, I think, AD's 8th stretch of missing 7 or more games, right, in his career. Luka has 1. Like, it's not like Luka is this notorious guy that always getting hurt. They were bringing up Embiid. Embiid has missed 47% of his games played in his career. Luka has played over 80%. It feels like they're fabricating a problem that isn't happening. I get you thinking, okay, maybe, but it feels like they were overthinking this. Because if this bad conditioning is giving you 33, 9, and 8 and leading you to the finals, and then you talk about defense, win championships, and all that, when your superstar, your franchise hero, God, or whatever, was notorious for not being the greatest defender ever, or offensive engine.
Yeah, they're projecting that he is going to break down, essentially. They're saying, oh, he's okay right now, but based on this current work ethic that we were seeing, based on the lack of discipline we were seeing on the diet and on the physical side, it's just a matter of time.
I just want to
say in about probably what their calculus is in about 2 years' time.
They're thinking that he breaks down.
We told you so. That's what they're betting on. In 2 years' time, they're going to say, "We told you so."
The last thing I want to say quick, in a weird way, it's very possible that the thing that they were scared of happening will now never happen because they traded Luka. Like, in a world, they traded Luka because they were afraid that, you know, he doesn't work as hard or whatever. And in a strange irony, he might now work harder than he ever has before to make sure that never happens. And then he never breaks down with the Lakers. And it's kind of a weird thing how, like, what they're predicting might never happen only because they traded him.
This might be a little bit of a Avengers Endgame, right? There's only one scenario where Luka actually plays his optimal potential, right?
And that's
and the scenario happens is if he's traded Lakers. In any other scenario, it never happens. So maybe it.
Well,
that's a good scenario.
There's only one other thing. There's one thing I want to throw to y'all, which is if you came through AAU and was an American, do you think they would have traded him?
I don't even know.
No, that wasn't supposed to stump people. I tried that out there because
I don't think
right.
You're saying because he's an international player, basically.
Yeah, basically.
He got a shorter leash.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
I just throw that out there because
the time is so high. It's interesting.
I try to justify why they were.
I don't think so either because of Dirt. Because they think that they also had Dirt as an international guy. So maybe they don't, even though, I don't know, back then it was Mark Cuban as the owner. And even apparently Mark Cuban was trying, like, obviously he's not the majority owner anymore, but I think he was even still trying to see in yeah, guys, like, don't do this. But by then it was too late and the deal was already done. But so.
Yeah, I was trying to
This is fight any reason.
Yeah. But the other thing I want to say though, in defense of the management, because you know you gotta be balanced.
No, we don't.
In defense of management, people don't inherit good work ethic. Right? Usually what happens when the fellow don't work hard, he don't work hard. The rare case where a fella start out being mediocre and then somebody can't think, okay, you're gonna work hard, you're gonna keep at it, because what's gonna happen is that when you lose the impetus, when you lose the stimulus for working hard, you will stop. Right? No, he can work hard in the next couple of months because he won't really prove that them and blah blah blah. But in 2 years' time, will he be that guy? You know, he on LA. I mean, will he be the guy still working hard? So I want to just put that out there because, I mean, I try all sorts of things to see what it is that Marvis will really trade him. I mean, thank you. But but what I'm saying is you will hardly find that when Kobe came, nobody had to tell Kobe how to work hard. You brought a Shaq. I mean, Shaq was Luka, just taller.
Yeah.
I mean, like, just living off his talent. And then when he couldn't live off his talent anymore, right? He looked horrible. You understand? So I'm saying that I put that out there for the management so that they feel really good about the nonsense that they did. But I also tell them thank you. No. Yeah. I'll take it. No. Giannis is not playing in the All-Star game. And Trae Young will replace him. I always thought that Trae Young should have made it on merit. I am going to be honest with you, the three guys from Cavs, I wasn't so sold on. I think Trae Young is playing good enough to be an all-star. And based on, I mean, they say, you know, when it comes down, look at team. Yeah, okay, let me say look at team. But I always felt that he's playing good enough to be an all-star. But the interesting one would be who will replace AD? Who you think we should replace AD?
Well, actually, Kyrie's just been announced that he's replacing AD.
Yeah.
Kyrie?
Yeah.
Yep, Kyrie's going to replace him. Yep.
So Kyrie
He
will.
seems to be next in the coach's vote. That's what Adam Silver seems to be doing. Whoever is next in the coach's vote is getting it. So it seems Kyrie was next
So
up.
Kyrie will be the person, and Trae Young will be the next guy.
Yeah.
It should be interesting. I really felt that Trae Young should be in, and not Kyrie. I felt like Trae Young should have been in.
I agree.
I actually disagree on that one. Don't think. I think probably in previous years, but Trae Young's efficiency has been fairly poor this year. Essentially, the reason why LaMelo Ball didn't make it, because even though he's scoring a lot of points and whatnot, he's pretty inefficient. Trae Young hasn't been much better this year. And he's averaging like almost 5 turnovers a game, I think. I would have gone with Scotty Barnes, particularly since it is replacing a forward. I would have replaced him with a forward, but I understand why they did it because Trae Young was in the best. But I think he had a really good week this week. Funny enough, he got player of the week this week for the NBA. So if this is how he was playing the entire time, then yeah, I think he deserves it. But he's been his passing has been excellent, but he's been extremely inefficient this year. Pretty much just as bad as LaMelo Ball. So to me, if on principle you're not including LaMelo Ball because he's been extremely inefficient, as flashy, I think Trae Young's in that same bucket.
All right.
I see that minority opinion seems on that one.
Well, your opinion is still good enough. We don't here at our recording session. We don't bash opinions. Everybody got opinion, and you know what they say about opinions, right? Anyway, well, that is you look at the trade deadline, you look at Giannis replacements. But of course, we can't go anywhere unless we do pick 5. Last week was a very good week for one Elk. He was 4 or 5, everybody else was 3 or 5. This week, being a short week, we have the first game is New York at Indiana. I already penciled you in at Indiana there, Alan.
It's a good pencil in. Good pencil in.
What are you, Kelan?
Who at home?
Indiana.
Pencil me in there for Indiana too.
Okay. And just so that I wouldn't be with y'all, I'll go with New York. On Wednesday, there are 2 games on Wednesday, being a short week. Sacramento and New Orleans.
There we go, Kings.
Okay, Kings. These 3 Kings. What about you, Alan?
Kings
Huh?
Yeah, Kings there too.
Yeah, I going with the Kings too. And then Milwaukee at Minnesota. Giannis will be out.
Yeah.
Yeah, soda.
Okay, so Alan going Minnesota. What about you, Alan? Kelan?
I'm gonna go with Bucks.
Okay, you're going with Bucks. All right, again with Alan with Minnesota. On Thursday, 2 more games. Miami at Dallas. AD less Dallas.
No look, Heat. I might still go with Mavs.
You going with Mavs? Okay. What about you, Alan?
Yeah, interesting to see how the Heat defense looks. I think they can be kind of devastating. So I'll go to Heat.
Yeah, I think I'm going with Heat too. And that's just simply because I already thanked Dallas. I don't think I need to thank them anymore. And Golden State at Houston. This should be interesting.
I'm gonna go to Warriors.
You going with the Warriors? What about you, Alan?
That's a tough one. Yeah, Houston's been struggling lately. I'll go with Houston still.
All right. I will go with Warriors. And that's it for the pick 5. And of course, we want to know from you both, who do you call game on? I'll start with you, Kelan. Who you call game on?
I call game on my guy Darren Hurley. Had a nice start to the season. win player of the week for BABA, right? I think he averaged like 19 and 12, right? So I think he had 28 points in the last game. So I call a game on short man, as I call him.
Yeah, okay. That's Devin Early from that's City United Celtics. Gotta make sure I got the name right. Set man, don't get the name right. What were you, Alan?
I think we discussed earlier, Trae Young, if you cry enough, you may get recognition for All-Star. So go again, Trae Young.
Nah, I don't remember what Trey like that.
I was crying.
Yeah,
So it's no longer a snub, it's a trade, so.
Oh, okay. Well, I call game on Dennis Schroeder. I know for his comments. Well, they were very insensitive comments. I call game on traded 5 times.
Jesus.
Ultimate journeyman.
Jesus.
So I felt for him. I gotta tell you something. I don't know what he does or what he doesn't do, but for a fellow that is he is consistent. He's always consistent. And every time somebody wants to trade, just bring him.
He's always consistently traded. That's what.
That contract is too friendly, clearly.
Yeah.
That contract is too friendly.
Yeah. So I just felt for him. So but I called game on him though, because I thought it was funny after making those comments and then get pass all around the NBA. Let's see, pass so regular, you don't even know who you play with now. I don't think he knows who you play with.
Yeah, you Pistons, I believe.
Right now he got a collection of jerseys.
Yeah, the rainbow jerseys. He like a rainbow jersey.
All right, and that's it for our court in session. For right now, the court is adjourned.